So about 2.5 weeks ago, we noticed that our 7-month-old American Aberdeen steer was having trouble eating. And honestly, guys, I don't think that you would believe what caused the problem, nor would you ever guess it. It was pretty wild. Well, there's the little guy right there, and let me go ahead and give you a brief backstory on what was going on with him, and then we'll get into what the deal was. Well, he was up on summer pasture, and we were running out of feed, and we had to start feeding some hay. So we were up there every day, and we noticed one day we dropped off some hay, and he was really struggling to eat, couldn't eat on his left side, and was kind of gagging on the food almost. And so I'll show a real quick clip of some of what that looked like. He's able to eat, but there is still kind of a weird little bump there on the left side there. Now that kind of stuff went on for several days, and then we made the decision to pull him off the pasture, bring him back down to the homestead, and make an appointment with the vet. You can get a good look at his little bump right there, guys. It's actually grown. I talked to the vet. They said bring him in on Wednesday, so we got a few days to wait. If I could zoom in on that a little bit. Kind of a strange looking unit. Now, there were a lot of suggestions being made on what the problem was, what caused the problem. You know, we talked about lump jaw, we talked about an abscessed tooth, perhaps a stick or something got stuck in the gum, created an abscess. Could have been kicked by another cow. People talked about a snake bite, just lots of stuff going around. But unfortunately, none of them were right, and what the cause was not on anybody's list. So let's just go ahead and show you. So we went to the vet's office to pick up our little steer, and we went to the front desk. The lady said, did he tell you what was in his mouth yet? And I said, no. So right there, the cat was out of the bag, and something was stuck inside of his mouth, over in his left jaw, actually. And so she didn't tell us. We went around outside, and he kind of smirked and smiled. Everybody had a little bit of a chuckle over the whole deal. And he held this up. And if you guys see that, it is a ginormous treble hook. All 3 of the hooks were there. He cut this one off, I think, to get it, to get out or whatever he had to do. But this entire thing was in his mouth. Let's see. That's how big it is on my face. This whole thing was in the left side of his mouth, and he said all 3 barbs were hooked in to something. It was hooked in, guys. And it got to festering real bad. It's no wonder he couldn't eat. I felt so bad, I couldn't believe it. This had been in his mouth for 2 weeks. And that little trooper, I tell you what, he's a little trooper. He just kept right on eating. I don't know how he did it. That inside of his mouth. It's no wonder by the day we took him in, that abscess, it kind of burst. You've seen it yesterday if you've been following, that it kind of burst a little bit by the time we got him into the vet. And so it festered a little bit. Anyways, guys, that is wild. I asked the vet, I said, have you ever seen anything like this? And he says no. I said, so this is the first? He says, oh yeah. I don't know if you guys will ever see this again. It's a homemade giant, probably 3.5, I don't know, 4-inch treble hook stuck in my little steer's mouth. Wild. I don't know where it came from. Nobody knows. He's been out on summer pasture. Could have been from years ago, laying out there in an old scrap pile or something, got left behind. And it could have been in the hay. Honestly, we thought it could have been in the hay, and that's a probability too. And I will talk to some people where I've got the hay and then see if they recognize it. And if they do, maybe I'll get a free bale of hay. I don't know. Anyways, guys, you never know what you're going to find. Thank God the steer's doing well. Let's go take a peek at him real quick and then just see how he's doing, guys. But you never know. I should have took him in earlier. We thought it was just a small little abscess, and it turned out to be this little number. Good grief, guys. So as you can see, looks like he's enjoying life a lot more today. He's chewing his cud a little bit freer. You can actually see his jaw moving. I'm sure, guys, it's probably sore than all get out, but man, it's got to feel good not to have that hook in there. It's just crazy. I mean, that's one thing I never would have guessed. It's just really wild. We thought we were dealing with a run-of-the-mill thing, and so did the vet. And of course, we found out a different story. And we can always that happens, guys, when you got cows. New things come along that you may not have seen. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. If you have, comment down below, because that would be weird. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming along. And I'll give you an update on him in a couple weeks to see how he's doing. But man, I think he's going to do just fine. He's looking good.